For everybody who's been following the progress on the Naboo, I highly recommend, very highly recommend you watch this video. Look in my description. This is Leo. Leo is the one who's been able to provide me with all of the Naboo software and the applications that was originally used. So as you'll start to see progression in my videos, and he published a video which is gotta be one of my favorite videos I've ever seen on YouTube. It has everything in it, from bags of milk, which is an Ontario thing, to video games, arcades, even a motorcycle. And the best part ever, I think, is the pronunciation of the word Walkman.
Well, he's never boring. Sometimes if I happen to stay late working on a project, he'll be here, and I'll be going and I'll be leaving at the unearthly hour of 12:30 at night, and he'll still be here going full strength with the radio blaring away, and
here we go.
Probably listening to the Walkman.
The Walkman.
Blaring away and probably listening to the Walkman. Is he
The Walkman. Well, Leo, this is a great video. I'm so glad that you shared this. Ooh, future DJ here. And I have a little message here, which is super funny. So we were chatting back and forth, and Leo and Adrian and myself and Robin and Dave. Yes, Dave, I remembered you this time. I made a comment in one of my videos about this screen, which had a little joke here about Nabu Computer programmer released from observations. And a couple things to note in these graphics that I was going through in my other video. It's cut off here, but there's a little PC. Let's see if I scroll down. No, this is a screenshot because I had to get rid of some email addresses. But there's a little PC on all of the graphics. And I messaged to Leo and said, what's going on here? Well, Leo came back and said, yeah, that was an Easter egg joke about him, about Leo. He gave a graphic assignment to Peter Chow, and Peter Chow was the PC. So every name that we see that says PC in the graphics was developed by, drawn by Peter Chow. And everyone thought that he was too hyperactive, including his staff. I was there most of all the time, so I guess he never left home or left work very often. He probably worked quite a bit. And the story here is that Netmar owned the Ottawa Penny Saver, which was a classified ads thing. The delivery, they delivered them for free, since the advertising paid for paper versions. And the classified ads title, where we got the data from Netmar, were given a couple of Nabu PCs with floppies, and someone had hand-delivered floppies to them every day to merge with the application. So what that means is that the Penny Saver would take all of their information and then bring a floppy disk with all of all the advertisement stuff on it, and then their team, right, with Leo, his team, would actually take that information, compile it into the program, and upload it in. So the Naboo was definitely human intensive. There was a lot of monkeys in the box, so to speak. That, you know, you crank the lever and something's happening inside. Well, it wasn't an automated process. I guess they probably automated some of the compilers and whatnot, but it sounds like there was a lot of people programming and a lot of information being manhandled in order to be able to get it in people's TV sets. So I thought that was pretty funny. So anyway, back to the regular scheduled program. Looking at the hardware in the background as you're programming, and just listening to you talk about the difference between what it would have been like to be a programmer, especially a young programmer, back in that day, in 1984. So just to think about that, having very little in common with your friends, probably hanging out with a lot of older people you worked with. That would have been my guess. And then, of course, I think part that brought me goosebumps was near the end where they end up at electronic encounters. I don't know if you guys remember electronic encounters. I think it might have just been a Canadian thing. We had a couple in the malls in Ontario, and it was a awesome video game arcade. They're all the same. You had to walk through this weirdly shaped door that they had, and they had lights all around. And I remember the one that we had at our mall had a lot more lights around the circle. Just Christmas tree lights that were, clear colored. But you'd walk through and you'd just hear the jukebox running and the sound of video games and the carpet, and with cigarette burns in the carpet, of course. And oh man, hey, I got that. I have that video game. That's Asteroids Deluxe. I challenge any of you to some Asteroid Deluxe one day. Pengo, what a great little game that was. I could be playing Pengo right now because it's snowing and ice and like minus 18 degrees Celsius here where I am. Okay, so if you get a chance, check the description. Watch this video, please. It is awesome. It's got Naboo galore. It is 80s classic. Wow, it's just fantastic.